So, who wants to give us a recap of what happened 2 weeks ago?
Oh Lord.
So we finally made it
go ahead.
to. Oh no,
Listing the notes.
You got it. You got it.
I was just uh, gonna start. Doesn't mean I got to end, but we finally made it to. Shoot, all day I've known the name of the
Dawnhold.
town. To Dawnhold, thank you.
Dawnhold.
And we really were on our way here to check on Soren's mother family. We had some problems getting there, but we finally got there. The first place we went was to try and restore some of our potions and elixirs.
And magic ingredients.
Yep.
Cole upgraded his armor.
Yep. And then we headed to Soren's home.
Yeah, estate.
Estate. Oh, not just a home, but a stately estate.
Yep.
We got there to find out that Soren's mother had taken a new lover.
Yep.
And Soren's sisters were there, and his mother was there, and they allowed us into their home, and we got to meet Soren's family. And then Soren's new stepdaddy came in, Lord Beaver.
No, he's not my stepfather. He's potential.
And Porca instantly felt that this guy was a demon.
Oh, wait a minute. Before that, we were talking to my siblings and my mother, and one of my sisters was saying, where the hell have you been? Because they obviously are kind of a little bit in distress about those Lord Beaver scales, and we also told them about why am I forgetting his dang name?
No, see if I wrote it
down.
down.
What's that? No.
The boyfriend, right?
Yeah, Lord Beaver.
Lord Beaver scales.
Yeah. But we were talking about how Shaldor, was has threatened the family, and then let's see what else. And let's see, we talked about that.
How could you forget Shaldor's name?
I know, exactly.
Like a month ago, you were screaming, "I can't Spanish! I can't Spanish!"
Exactly. Well, yeah, exactly. And so we talked about that, and then Lord Beaver Scales is introduced into the room, and before I could say boo, Torka. There you go, Torka. Go for it.
Yeah, I let into him. He was unclean.
Torka chose violence.
Paladin's got a paladin. That's what it is.
Well, I don't feel bad about it.
I don't feel bad about it either.
He tripped your demon, your demon senses.
Yeah.
Your bitch sense was tripped, and so you lay it to smack it down.
Yeah, and honestly, part of me is like, man, I shouldn't our storyteller is telling a story, and we probably were supposed to roleplay some stuff, but man, I just felt like we gotta lay this guy low.
It was fine. I mean, the fight gave us enough of a game.
Oh yeah, and in that fight, more demons were summoned, and it turns out that after the first whack, Beaver Scales turns into
a Marilith.
A Marilith. There we go. Yes, a Marilith, and who was tough to take down. I believe Torka is the one that did the finishing blow.
But I feel like Hagar did feel like Loomis did 95% of the damage.
Yeah, but didn't you end it with like a crit smite?
Yeah, I think so.
That's pretty boss.
And one of the demons that were summoned was banished, while I think Loomis killed the other demon. If I'm
There were
correct.
only two demons. There was the
Yeah.
Marilith, and then the Marilith summoned an additional demon, which was
Oh, I
a
thought there was two.
Nalfejni.
Okay, sorry. I thought there was two demons. Okay.
No.
I'm getting my fights mixed up.
You're thinking that you're mightier than you are.
I'm thinking. You know what I'm thinking about? I'm thinking about when we were on the ship.
It was actually a pretty tough fight for you guys. Well,
Oh
Torka,
yeah.
Torka and Loomis didn't really take all that much damage, but Soren, you took some damage, and
Oh,
Cole got lit up.
Oh yeah.
Colt seems to be easy to light up.
One of my sisters was
Oh,
killed, but Porca, revivified her, and deepening Soren's love for this brother, and so that and then I think that's how we ended the scene.
I think we ended it with Soren trying to talk his sister into marrying Torka.
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
no.
we could do that. We could always.
I
do
mean, he
that.
brought you back to life.
Yeah, he's like,
I hear he's
Yeah.
he's a gentleman and a cloaca. All right, so you guys slept in till close to 10.
Did we stay at Soren Manor?
You did
At Lawrenson Manor?
Vicklin Manor,
Vickland.
and I've got to hang on, I've got to do something on Cole's
Oh, I
sheet
did also
here.
talk to my mother about having Cole's family, stay at Vickland then, if they so would, and she said yes. But there we haven't. Nothing's been, told about the Cole's family.
So, you've all had a full long rest now, so you can click long rest on your character sheet. It should put you back up to max HP and give you all your spell slots back. It's a nice, handy little feature.
I was going to say, I've never known about this feature.
Yeah. Where is it?
It's on the right
Right
side
there.
of the first
Long
page of the character sheet,
Purple
on
button.
the one that says core. It's sort of on the right in the middle. It says there's two big buttons that say short rest and long rest. If you
I'm laughing only because it actually does look like it replenished my spell slots,
yeah, it's what it's supposed to do.
but my hit points are gone.
Your hit points are gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did that to mine too last time.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
on
this is-
your character
Yeah.
sheet, you should have your max HP listed out.
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
So you
I
can
I clicked it and I laughed because it's like, oh, now I'm dead.
so you can put that back into your. I think if you put it into your max HP into your hit point maximum, it won't do that anymore.
Mine looks way different. My whole character sheet looks weird.
Well, they changed the character sheet a lot. Like they will just decide to change it and they'll change it.
Okay. Everything says 0.
You're okay
think it-
because you're looking at your modifier. You're on the gear instead of being on the core tab. You need to get off the gear and click
Okay.
on core.
All right.
And underneath your personality traits, we need to close all these up. Good God. Now do you see it? Right
Yeah, I
side
do.
in the middle, short rest and long rest.
There you go.
There you go. All right. And we will reset. Yeah, it's got your 2 uses of Indomitable. You get your second
Yeah,
win
look
back.
at that. Yeah.
All right. Anybody else need help?
No, I think I'm fine.
Okay. So you guys, you sleep late because it's like you fought a giant demon or something the previous night before. You wake up to the sounds of construction, and you find that Soren, your mother has already brought in contractors to try to repair the damage done to the parlor by your cone of cold and other spells. She had to bring in some professionals to try to get up the black demon goop in the middle of the floor, left over from where you killed the Merilith. So she's already, started that, and she's actually, this is when your mom really shines, like when she's ordering other people around, and kind of being imperious, I guess. I don't know, but yeah, she's busying herself with that today. Her and her sisters, who would probably like to be anywhere else, except the house right now. But they've already been wrangled in. She sends them out as soon as she realizes they're going to need a new specialist. She's like, "Oh, go and fetch so and so. Do not take no for an answer. I must have them. I will pay anything."
Orca feels like she's probably spent years of raising Soren, having to have contractors just ready to go at a moment's notice to fix fireball tantrums.
Yeah, there were those awkward teenage years when he'd be in the shower too long and
Mom, don't walk in here. I said fireball.
I'm practicing my spells.
On my wiener, Mom.
Why is the water running?
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't burn the house down again.
when you wake up, there's breakfast. The servants have made breakfast. Big selection of food. It's like a breakfast buffet. Stuff that we shouldn't be eating at our advanced years. You guys are able to eat it in character.
Yeah,
big serving platters of big thick sausages and bacon and plenty of scrambled eggs and toast and hash browns. There's a dude there making omelets for you if you want an omelet. Lots of orange juice and milk.
Yeah, Torka's all about it. And what is your mother's maiden name?
Oh, Vicklin.
Vicklin. So
Yeah.
Torka does the whole, "Thank you, Mrs. Vicklin."
Yeah, and Soren's mom, pats you on the head, and she's like, "Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for saving me from that demon thing that I was going to marry."
Of course. And I've saved your son's life many times.
That was that of her design too, by the way.
And she puts more hash browns and biscuits and gravy and bacon on your plate.
And I just smile bigger and bigger, and then I go kind of waddle off to my table.
Cole is not with you.
Oh.
Cole left a note with the butler to give to you guys, saying, letting you know that he was going to go and talk to his parents since he was in town, and he says in the letter that he will find you later.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So, you guys later that morning, and you're probably glad for the break, but a message arrives to your mother's estate, Soren, and it is addressed to you.
Okay. So now you go ahead. May I go ahead and open it?
Yeah. I mean, you're gonna have to if you want to read it.
Oh yeah, exactly.
So so you open the letter, and it has a seal. It has a wax seal on it.
Do I
And
recognize the seal by any chance?
you do. It is the seal of the Order Arcanum,
Okay.
the headquarters of which is in Donhold at the Great Library of Mandresa. The Great Library serves the public and is on the first couple floors of this sprawling tower complex. But then the upper levels and the sub level are dedicated to the Order Arcanum and their business. But it is a message from the Archmage in charge of the Order Arcanum, Jereza Spellsong, inviting you to come and speak with her at your earliest convenience.
I share this with my colleagues and my compatriots. Does today sound or this afternoon sound good to you guys?
Why not?
I'd follow you to hell and back, Soren.
And I too with you, my brother. I will send a message back and say that will this afternoon be good, and send it off to a messenger.
Well, okay, so the letter she sent you was, at your earliest convenience. So if you write back to her and then say, "Hey, is this afternoon good?" then you're putting, kind of impetus on her to write back and say, "Sure, this afternoon works fine," and then have somebody actually schlep it across town.
Gotcha.
Just
We
to
will-
get,
we
just
will
to give. It's not like you're talking on the phone.
Yeah. I'll say that we will be there promptly at 1 o'clock.
All right, very good. So you send one of your mother's servants off. Perhaps you give them a new shiny copper piece for their troubles. Or perhaps you don't. You are Soren after all.
No.
Here's the copper piece. Bring back change.
God. Oh, that sounds about Soren. So yeah, that's we'll say it's about 10:30 right now. Well, we'll say it's closer to 11. You guys probably got up kind of slow. You probably took your time eating. So what would you like to do? There are servants who your mother says can draw baths for you.
Yeah, I guess we should be at least a bit tidier. And and then we'll take.
Soren, you know
Yeah.
this town. How long will it take to get there?
Well, we'll take one of my mother's carriages, and we'll get there in no time. I'm assuming.
Well,
Sorry.
I kind of feel like I need to run back by the Regent shop that we were at yesterday.
Okay. Well, that sounds fair.
If there's not time,
Well,
I understand. But,
we'll
So-
quickly tidy up and go to the Regent shop by carriage and to the library if that's.
So
seems like we could do that.
if you look at the map, so you guys are staying with Soren's mom at her place up here in the gyms, okay?
Mhm.
So the Order Arcanum is down here at 8 past Mid Park, which is a huge park in the middle of town, almost like Central Park. Cough, cough. And the Dwemery, which is where you guys were when you went to go peruse magic items, is only a little out of the way. It's not that far out of the way. But yeah, if you take one of the Vicklin family carriages, you'd be able to. Let's see how far that is. Less than a mile over to the Orrery, and then from there, half a mile back over to the Great Library of Mandresa, where the Order Arcanum is headquartered.
yeah, so Torka's going to push to swing by the Wimmery on
Okay.
the way to the library. Torka had to use some important
Reagents.
yep,
Mhm.
to bring certain people back to life.
Yep.
You never know when you would need those, and so Torka is probably interested in replenishing his reagents.
Everybody wants a diamond, but they ain't chipped in, Torka.
It's all good.
I have. I've always.
Everybody,
said I
everybody
wanted
wants
to.
that sweet revivify, but they ain't chipped in. All right, so yeah,
He's
that's
not complaining. He just wants to make sure he can do it.
That's what Torka suggests. Are the rest of you amenable to that?
Yes.
All right.
Sure.
So, you hang on here. Let me get down to our Donhold section. Let me find the Dwemery. Oh, there's so many maps. That's one thing Roll20 has not done. Perfected the map system. There should be a way where I should just be able. You know how like you can just start typing things and it'll take you to stuff. It should be like that.
Brother, I did a little game last week for Chris and Stokel
Yeah.
and opened up my map section. Oh, there were so many maps.
It's ridiculous. You get to the Dwemery and find that coal is already there. And he looks at the rest of you and says, "Good morning, fellows."
Hey.
What are you doing here, buddy?
Oh, I thought I might swing by and see if there was anything I needed or was interested in. I'm really just window shopping.
Same here.
Well, it's good to see you. Have you already seen your parents?
I did. They're doing well. They said to tell all of you hello, except you, Loomis. They don't know you. No offense.
Yeah, I can get it.
My father was very happy that I was still alive. My mother cried the entire night because I'm no longer a tabaxi.
So sorry.
Did she lick your
hoping-
face a lot? Like a tabaxi mother licks their child's face?
She tried, and then she said it just wasn't the same.
No.
Well, I'm glad you got to spend time with them.
Yeah, I am too. She was okay before I left. I told her I needed to get back to y'all in case we got attacked by demons again.
Well,
What are you doing here?
shopkeep.
And so
Do you happen to have?
the old gnome or Alcasian, who's all blinged out, looks over at you and says, "Oh, it's all of you again. Hello."
Good to see you again.
Yes, yes. What is it that you need?
Well, I was wondering if you might have some diamonds.
How much specific value are we talking?
I don't need anything fancy, but
Point in
I
fact,
need to spend
you need
at
one that
least
is
300 gold pieces on them.
yeah. So you tell him you need one that's worth at least 300 gold pieces, and he brings out the box again that you looked at before, and he raises the lid and says, "Well, we've got quite a few in here that'd fit the bill on that one. How many were you looking to buy?"
I need 600. I mean, I don't know if it's this
So you need two big ones, is what you're saying.
well, but out of character, it almost seems like it's just diamonds worth 300 gold pieces.
Yeah.
So it could be just smaller junky
What
diamonds.
do you
that I crush or
what do you
whatever.
want? Do you want larger ones that are probably easier, to whip out in a moment's notice, or are you picky and you were like, "No, those are too big. I have to have these small."
No. Out of character, I would think that Torka doesn't carry great big diamonds bling. I would think Torka has a bag of.
Well, you're not
Just
wearing them on,
diamonds.
you're not wearing them on your fingers.
No, I get it, but I almost feel like out of character that Torka would like smash the diamonds and have like a pouch of just like diamond powder that he pours over. You know what I mean? Like it's not.
It's however you want to do it, dude. In the end, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter.
600 gold.
He's just showing you he's got two big ones for you.
I got your big uns.
All right. So we
I'll
hand you.
take your two big stones.
So he
I'll-
hands you. Go ahead, Soren.
I was gonna pay for it. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Can we? Yeah. I wanna. Let me go ahead and make that $300. Three. That's
That's
900.
3
Gold
diamonds
pieces.
worth 300 each. That's 900 gold. So
Yeah,
he
there you
hands, he hands over the three largest ones that he has, Torka, that are, easily worth 300 gold. And Soren, if you want to pay him, you can pay him, and you can do 300
Platinum.
gold or you can do 30 platinum. It's up to you.
Yeah, I did. So I paid total of 90 platinum.
What kind of stones are they again?
90, yeah,
Diamonds.
90 platinum
Diamonds?
diamonds.
Hmm.
There, he has
And
spells that specifically use diamonds.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm just
So
writing it
Torka, you take two. I'll take one in for some kind of reserve.
okay,
down.
so
God.
that puts me at 3 of the ability to do that, and Torka will pat Soren on the shoulder and just kind of nod at you, like kind of a
Sweet.
I thank you and I got you.
Oh,
Stokel rubs his eyes,
thanks
not
is all
used to
mine.
seeing these generous displays from Soren Lawrenson.
Right.
All right, is there anything else that you fellas need?
I think that will be the size of it.
Well, all right. Have a good day, and if you need anything else, you know where we are.
Oh, you bet. Thank you, sir.
Thank
Yep.
you, kind sir.
Have a good one. So you guys leave the Dwemery and head back into the city. Give me just a second to transition the map here. If I can find our section. There it is. All right, so you're leaving the Dwemery now and heading down to the Order Arcanum. It takes you, it takes the carriage about 20 minutes to wind its way through the different blocks and everything to get up to the Great Library. And the Great Library and the Order Arcanum, it's so the Great Library is like the first 2 floors of this place, and it is very expansive. Like when you walk up to or back in the day, like the first time you walked up to the ballpark at Arlington, and
Yeah.
you look one way and you look the other, and it just keeps going forever.
Hell yeah.
And you're like, oh my God, it's kind of like that, And so you got the 2 main floors, and then above that is like a sort of a tapering tower, a tower that is in the center of this building and kind of, it starts off broad and it kind of goes up to not a fine point, but it gets smaller towards the top. So yeah, the carriage pulls up to the Order Arcanum's headquarters. The driver gets out and opens up the door.
I tip him a couple. I guess I tip him 2 silver.
And he looks at that and nods and says, "Oh, thank you very much, sir."
And then I'll step out and
Here comes
ask him to
Soren,
take
just
away
making it
from-
rain plat. Here you go, my good man.
and we'll ask him to please wait for us, and we'll be out shortly.
Will do, sir. And after you guys depart, he closes the door and goes back up to the front of the coach.
And we'll start making our way, I guess, up the stairs.
All right, you enter into the first floor of the Great Library of Mandresa. Where did I put that map? Give me a second. Always the longest thing to wait on. Here we go.
It's all good.
And so the Great Library of Mandresa, it's not just a library, it's part museum too. They have like a lot of cool artifacts and crap from all over the world. You could literally spend a week in this place. It's like the Smithsonian. But you walk in and you kind of navigate around the throngs of people, tourists mainly, or people that are local and took their kids here for a day or something. All right, Torka, noted. Torka, you're reaching out with divine sense, and you don't pick up on anything right now. You're approached by a young man. It looks like he's probably about 16 or 17, with short straw-colored hair, and he's wearing a red robe. And you see a lot of people wearing red robes here, and you would assume that they work for the order because they all look like they're answering questions or going about here and there doing work of some kind or another. But yeah, this young man approaches you. What were you gonna say?
I'm playing my game.
Huh? What?
I think
Oh, he's talking. He's talking.
Somebody
to
else.
Oh,
somebody
okay.
else.
I didn't hear him.
The same thing
You
we're
had it on.
he's playing.
Okay. So yeah, he walks up to you guys and is like, can I help you?
Yes. And I show him the letter.
Okay.
There's a
check
spell
it.
song
Sorry.
is waiting for us. Is
No, you're good. I love you.
expecting us.
All right. Ah,
What's
yes.
that lady's name? Spell song what?
Here, I'll put it in chat.
Thank you.
That's her name.
Teresa spell
Teresa.
song.
There we go.
She is an archmage. All right. So, you show him the letter, and he nods, and he's like, "Oh yes, follow me, please." And he starts to move towards what looks like the center of this complex. What do you do?
Follow along. We'll
All
follow
right.
along.
Yep.
So you follow him, and he points out a winding staircase. And he says, if you take these stairs all the way to the top, that upper level where it stops, that's where you can find Jeresa's spell song. It's a private library for the Archmage of the Order.
Cool. Thank you.
And he kind of just motions to the staircase.
Thank
And
you,
I
I,
hand
kind
him
sir.
two copper.
make
All
my
right.
way to the staircase.
So you tip this guy and then continue on. And hopefully, I think this map is close by. Well, I say that, and then oh, so many maps. Okay, here we are. So yeah, you reach up to the what you assume is the top because there's only one more set of stairs that go up, but there's kind of a like a theater rope sort of thing in front of it,
Mhm.
cordoning it off, and it says Archmage only past this point. You see a magical display here. It's like it's kind of like a fountain, but it's filled with what appear to be gold and silver flakes, and it's giving off a hologram kind of illusion up above it. But as you're looking at it and just generally staring about in wonder, a gnome woman makes her way over to you. She's wearing very fine robes, and she looks at you, Soren, and says, "Lawrenson."
Yes. I am he. Archmage spell song.
Yes, I am her. It's it's good that you came and found me as quickly as you did. We have much to discuss.
We are all ears.
Let me turn this down here, the city sound, and let's get more of a weird vibe in here. So she walks up closer to you, and she says, "What happened? Didn't you used to run with a tabaxi?"
Yes. In our dear friend Stokel was a tabaxi. He was killed and reincarnated as the gentleman you see before you.
Ah. And she raises an eyebrow and sort of rubs her chin a little bit and says, "I see. Well, good for you that you're still alive."
I'm very happy he is.
Thank you.
And Cole just sort of nods and is like, yeah. And she says, well, so it is my understanding that you have been running afoul of a demon named Shaldor.
Yes.
How much do you know of Shaldor?
Freaks out a little that that somebody else knows of Shaldor.
Uh, well, not much other than what he's able to do, uh, which is he's very good at possession and is very good at hitting and then running away uh, once his has been unfoiled or has been foiled. And, we ran across um, uh, some of his worshippers, and unfortunately, a person that used to adventure with us had smashed whatever his tether was here on Earth in hope on this on our world, and that instead of sending Shaldor back, he ended up freeing Shaldor. So that's what we know.
Well, he won't stop killing innocent people either. He loves it. He enjoys it.
Well, he is a demon. And she says that
Uh,
matter of factly, like you should know what she means.
Well, Torka's visibly pissed about it.
And she
uh,
says, well, it's how demons work. Devils, for example, are more structured and orderly, more disciplined and guided by laws, infernal as they are. But demons are sort of the opposite. They will destroy things just to destroy things. They take pleasure in corruption.
He seems like he's of the shadows. Some sort of shadow demon.
And she kind of nods, and she's doing that thing where she's like, huh, kind of, but she's trying to be polite about it. And she's like, well, he's a demon lord. He does have sort of shadowy powers from what I've read of him, but he is very much flesh and blood.
How do we stop him?
Well, Shaldor, when you found him and he was fettered, we'll say. Um, when you found him and you said your friend released him, was he fettered to some kind of ceremonial stone?
yes.
Yes.
A
So
Isn't
statue
a
of,
pillar.
yes, statue of himself.
that stone was called the Marathras stone, and I'll spell that out for you in here.
Okay.
And it was created by an adventuring group, over 200 years ago. That was called the Marathras League. There was a very powerful wizard among them named Calpurnia. Here, I will write that name. Calpurnia and her fellow adventurers managed to channel magic into this Marathra stone, which then greatly diminished Shaldor's power and made it possible to fetter him to that stone. The cultists that you most likely encountered, I'm just taking a guess here. Demons sort of attract that kind of crowd. Um, they were probably trying to utilize his power to make themselves more powerful without really having to make any sort of deals with him. And
Well,
Then why is he focused on us?
well,
If the Marathras League entombed him or bound him to this stone, why is he not after them? And if these cultists wanted power from him for nothing, why is he not after them? We
I
freed
think we
him,
killed all the cultists.
unfortunately, but why does he want to see us dead?
have you seen such stone?
I've never seen the Marathor stone, no. And then she looks back at you, Torka, and she goes, I would surmise that he seeks to destroy you because he senses that you can destroy him. And that you may feel compelled to actually take action against him based on the fact that you freed him. Which was probably something that you weren't realizing would happen.
Well, that is very true.
All the more reason where you may feel compelled to do something about it. Do you understand that thinking now?
It makes some sense, Archmage.
That is my guess. You asked me. That is the most likely scenario I can think of.
Well, Torka, I wasn't with you guys, but do you remember any event?
Oh yes, clearly. We clearly assaulted a stone in a cultist camp. Yeah, we clearly allowed or released this demon. I don't even really want to speak his name, even in this hallowed place. But Soren was there. Stoker was there, though he looked quite a bit different. This all makes sense. It just seems to me that, well, I'll keep my thoughts to myself.
So you asked why would he not go after the Marathras League? They were all mortal, so he probably believes that they're dead, which is accurate, except one of them still lives in a semblance of life.
Oh.
And what do you know of this member?
She hesitates for a long time to say anything, and it looks like there's a little anguish on her face. Anyone who wants to make a perception check may do so. Or no, not a perception check, an insight check. Insight. Ooh.
Well, that kind of jives. Like, not to be shitty to you at all, Loomis, but you may not.
He's a pretty straightforward guy, you know. He doesn't read into things that much.
All right, so Loomis and Soren are the only ones who want to roll.
Honestly, I kind of feel like Torga won't roll.
Okay.
Like he's hanging on her words.
Okay.
And not really thinking about the past or what she's saying. Like, I want Soren to figure it out.
All right. Soren with a 17. You definitely get the impression that talking about this causes her some level of turmoil.
Okay.
She's not comfortable talking about it. And if you're saying something, you need to talk into your microphone and not mumble away from it because we can't hear you.
Sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Sorry, my computer is a little far away, I guess. Um, there's something trouble you, this spell song, Archmage spell song.
Soren, make a persuasion check.
Alrighty. Soren with the persuade.
Oof. Well, you rolled a
Fuck.
1, but you rolled an 11.
Tell you what, I'll use a sorcery point and re-roll and accept the whatever the
All right.
roll will be the next time.
All right.
You can't roll a 0.
Oh, that's quite a bit better than a 1.
Yes, it is.
So, you rolled a 1 and then you rolled an 18 with your so that's a sorcery point well spent. So as you ask her, if she's all right or if there's anything troubling her, she kind of shakes it off and she says, "We're having quite an issue right now with a splinter group that broke off from us."
Order Esoterica?
Yes, you've heard of them?
Yes, they've been targeting us as well.
And she sighs and then kind of leans up against this large fountain. And she kind of wipes her forehead. You can tell she's very wary. And she says, "Well, Calpurnia, the mage who created the Marathras stone, which imprisoned Shaldor, which she and her fellow adventurers created at the time 200 years ago. She, not soon thereafter, decided that the general public should not possess magic items, that it was too dangerous. You see, it took the magic stored in many magic items to create the Mithra stone. Many magic items had to be destroyed to put enough power into it that it could have an effect on Shaldor and end his reign of madness.
Mm.
And I have always felt that Calpurnia somehow became corrupted during that process. By trying to do good, she fell under a darkness. And the Order Esoterica is now working along those same aims.
Is she
With
still
the
alive,
order?
or does the order just follow her?
Has she
her
found
teaching?
it?
Did she find what? And she looks
She
at you.
found the order. Did Calpurnia found the order of Esoterica?
She did not found the Order of Esoterica. No.
Hmm.
Calpurnia was powerful enough to create her own pocket plane of a dimension, which she called the Sepulchre.
So the order doesn't know her; they just kind of revere her.
Well, we believe that they are headquartered in her domain.
Mm.
That is their
They know her now.
main base of operation. It could be that they know her now.
Mm.
We do not believe she is a leader of the Order Esoterica, but we do believe that they may have some sort of agreement with her as they are living on her plane where she has been for so long now. She is thought to be a lich, which is a very powerful type of undead.
Archmage, have you sent mages to that plane?
We sent a very trusted member of our order, a high elf named Darvon Aveline, to go undercover with the Order Esoterica to try to determine what their goals were, what their aims were, and what their plans were, and if he could, to shut them down. But we have not heard from him in many months now, and I fear for his safety.
Uh, we may know where uh, they might be reaching that plane, from ours, um, and that is uh, a possible anchor point. I'm,
You know of
let me see.
Portal Reef?
Let's see.
Of what?
Trying to find it.
Were you asking her or Soren?
Soaring.
No, it's just that when that estate, um, gosh, I'm trying to get trying to
Oh,
yeah, that was to the. I'm trying to look for the.
Rollville Manor.
Yeah, Roville Manor. Yes, uh, that may be the the way that they get back and forth. Uh, so I, I so I believe they may be crossing at Roville Manor, uh, Archmage. Uh, if I'm correct, uh, it's north of Limetown.
And she nods. Yes, I'm familiar with the Tri-Town region. Um, it's we have a research and development school out there.
Yes. Uh, um, so now the uh, the question is, well, one of the things that may help us in fighting Shaldor is he seems to try to take uh, innocence to innocent folks, beings, powerful beings, uh, 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 through some form of possession. Do you know how we can try to break that possession so we can fight Shaldor head on?
And she thinks for a moment and she shakes her head. I do not. The the best source you could go to find out how to defeat Shaldor would be the woman who defeated Shaldor so long ago.
Hyperdia?
And she
Ah,
nods. Calpurnia would definitely know the most out of anyone what it would take to defeat Shaldor or how to stop Shaldor from implementing certain attack.
How do we visit another plane? The sepulchre? Sep-
Sepulchre. Sepulchre.
Sepulchre.
And she looks at you, Loomis, and she goes, "Well, as your friend has just informed us, he believes that there could be some sort of portal that would go in between a section of the Limetown area into that plane." And then she looks at you, Sworn, and says, and she kind of whispers and puts her hand up and says, "I'll let you explain it to him later. If you need to, like, draw it out or something."
Thank you. Uh,
I heard that.
Now
and
we're at a sort of conundrum. Um, our My family is being targeted by Caldor, but it seems that for us to combat Shaldor and quite possibly the Order Esoterica and maybe uh, uh, recover your agent, we'll have to return to another part of the continent. Is there any way of protecting my family and in Stokel's family while we pursue this?
Who is or who are your families?
Uh, Lady Baroness Vicklin, and is has already been targeted, and we repelled Shaldor's demons just last night uh, upon my arrival. And I, Stokel, uh, uh, if you can relay your family's whereabouts.
We're the Purrington McPurringtons.
So yeah, Cole explains who his family is and where they are to Teresa, and she says, "Yes, I believe we can afford them protection. I am myself personally familiar with Baroness Vicklin. Um, yes, that is something that we can do."
So, Torka would like to pry a little bit about um, if they how long ago they sent High Elf Darvel
D-
Everlane.
Darvon.
Sorry, Darvon
Here,
Everlane.
I will spell his name.
Um, so, but uh, Torka would say, I apologize that my speech is so bad, but um, do you know where he entered the plane?
And she thinks for a moment, and then she shakes her head. I do not. Um, he set out here. We had staged a very public disagreement to sort of sell the ruse in case they had agents that were working in the lower levels. And then he made his own way out. Ostensibly, they probably would have approached him if there is a portal from somewhere around Roville into the sepulcher. He may have taken it.
Or he may have taken another way.
That is true. I do not definitively know if he's even been there or if he's even still alive.
If he even made it.
Do you have a? Can you show us an image of of Darvain?
And she steps back and points up to this globe up here, and you see her wave her hand. And Soren, you would recognize this. This is very low level magic. She's just using a minor illusion spell here. But she shows you an image of this high elf with long blonde hair. Appears to be a middle aged high elf.
So 7,000 years old?
Not 7,000 years old. Probably closer to 750.
Good, good. Thank you.
And she nods, and then she releases the spell. She goes, "Well, this is fortuitous. We may be after the same things, but from different directions."
Exactly. I, I, we traveled here by ship. Is there any faster mode that you can think of for us to return to Limetown?
Yes, we have a teleportation circle here that can teleport you into Limetown.
Excellent. Let's we'll go back to the Vicklin estate. Give our goodbyes and assurances, and we'll return tomorrow. Does that sound good to you, gentlemen?
Let's go now.
Well, I want to
He did say he wanted to say goodbye to his family,
Yeah.
Loomis.
Okay.
Fair.
Loomis shrugs and says, "All right, I could do with some breakfast again."
Porca is going to take a knee and kind of hand his war pick towards the Archmage and say, "If you would be willing to say a blessing upon my on my war pick, I would be greatly, greatly honored."
And she steps up and she kind of runs her hand over the head of your war pick, and she says, "I would, uh, but I am not a priest."
I'm not asking you to invoke any magic upon my method of justice. I only want you to uh, impart some words upon our quest.
And she thinks
It
for a
may
moment.
make a difference in a pinch.
She thinks
Or
for a moment, and you see her kind of close her eyes while she's holding the pointed end of the war pick. And as she does so, you see her. She's moving her mouth, but you really can't hear what she's saying. But there's magic emanating now from the pick in her hand. Sort of swirling lights dancing all around. And then she opens her eyes and looks at you, Torka. Her eyes are filled with like a radiance right now. And she says, "You have all of the power that you need. The power is within you, but it is up to you to wield it correctly."
Torga will kind of keep the war pick in his two hands out and just bow his head, meditate, dwell on these words, and nod to her and say thank you.
And she nods simply and she says, "Yes, thank you, and good luck to all of you. If you manage to bring Darvan Avalain back to us, there is a 2,000 gold reward for his return."
I do the lowest curt, uh, courtesy bow, uh, and Archmage Spellsong, thank you for everything, and for the protection of our families. Is there anyone we need to ask for when we come back in the morning?
No, just tell one of the pages downstairs that you're here to go to the up to the teleportation level.
And Loomis bows. Thank
And
you.
and she nods and smiles respectfully.
And when we shall take our leave. Thank you, Archmage.
All right, have a good night, all of you, and we will
Thank
see you
you.
tomorrow. And she nods, and you see her walk back up the stairs this way.
Make our way.
Yeah, you guys would be going the opposite way, back down here to where the stairs that you took earlier go. All right, so you make your way outside and get back into the carriage. What would you like to do?
Go ahead.
Unreal. I just said
We'll make our way back
Mhm.
to the Vickland estate. Well, Torka, do you feel that the need to visit any place else here?
Do you
I
need
do not.
do you
If
need
we are
to
going to wait until tomorrow, I will find the Temple of Morden in this town and say some prayers.
so
Did we find a tavern?
so Torka, you would know that number 5 here, the Myriad Cathedral, is where you'd be able to find a shrine to Morden. The Myriad is sort of is a faith that sort of reveres all of the standard D&D
Yeah,
setting.
deities. Yeah.
Yeah, as well as the deities that are Levis specific. But yeah, you'd be able to find a shrine to Morden here at number 5. Loomis, as to are there bars around here? There are lots of bars. Probably the one closest to where you guys are staying is it's probably 21 over here, which is the old barley corn. The old barley corn is it's in an area of town that's kind of like Greenville Avenue
Okay.
Uh,
back in the
Back in
day.
its heyday.
Yeah, back in its heyday. It's um it's a bar frequented by a lot of actors from there's a performance hall somewhere. Oh yeah, at 3, the Donhold Performance Hall. A lot of them wind up going to the old Barleycorn, or I'm sorry, over here at 21.
Okay. Yeah, a couple blocks away.
Mm-hmm. So, are you guys splitting up then, or did you want to? What you guys want to do?
Wait, where do you guys want to go?
Oh, I'm going to return home. Torka, we'll drop you off, and I'll send the carriage back to pick you back up after I get home. Uh, I just would like to see my sisters in a calmer moment, if possible.
So I think from a role play
Uh,
standpoint, Torka would like to go to church
Okay.
and meditate and pray for a little bit.
All right.
And then if we are staying at, um, if we're staying at Lord Sorensen's home, and I know that's not his mom's house, but we're staying
Vickland
there.
Manor.
Yeah, so I would take a carriage there uh, early in the evening,
Okay.
and I mean it's up to Loomis. If Loomis wants to go to the bar, that's a great idea. He could figure
There's
out.
plenty to drink there's plenty to drink at my place.
Well, he just may find something out there. Who knows?
Oh, true.
Torgo would probably go and meditate over what he's heard today. And
What
then,
time is it?
It's like 2 o'clock.
Right now, yeah, it's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah, Loomis, he wants to explore a little bit, and then he could head to your house, Soren, in a couple
Okay.
hours.
You might rendezvous with Torka.
Or Torka, yeah. Or Torka, yeah.
Because there'll be a carriage waiting for him.
Cole says he's going to go home and check in with his folks and say goodbye, and then that he's going to meet back up with y'all at Soren's house later.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
And then we will pick it up there next week.
Woo! Thank you, Trey.
You
Thanks, Trey.
are welcome. And we actually
I
got to.
love the shit out of you, Trey.
Thank you. I enjoy you as well, my friend. All right, we'll pick this up next week then, and see what happens.
Awesome.
Hopefully Jonathan can be with us by then.
exactly. I'll be making my way to Texas to shoot out his porch light. Just like you.
I feel like that's fair. All
Yeah,
right. Good
we should
night.
do that.
Tell
Good
everyone.
night, everybody.
Good
Say,
night, guys.
say good night to Chat and anybody watching us on YouTube.
Good
Good
night,
night,
Good night,
guys.
chat.
all.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.